What's up, gamers? Think you need a massive tower to get serious gaming performance? Think again. Today we're diving into the top 5 mini PCs of 2025 that pack more punch than you'd ever expect from something this small. And trust me, after testing these tiny beasts, I'm blown away by what they can do. Welcome back to GamerPicks, where we find the smartest gaming gear choices for every budget. Today we're talking about mini PCs, the compact computers that are revolutionizing how we think about gaming setups. These aren't your grandpa's boring office computers. We're talking about genuine gaming machines that can handle everything from 1080p gaming to 1440p performance, all while taking up practically no desk space. Before we jump in, if you're new here, we test everything so you don't have to. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we drop fresh content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's start with number 5. The Ioneo Retro Mini AM02. Now guys, I've never seen a PC elicit so many wide-eyed exclamations of delight. This is hands down the best looking mini PC you can buy, and honestly, just look at it. It's a gunmetal gray homage to the original Nintendo Entertainment System, complete with a tidy front flap that conceals USB and headphone ports, and get this, a dinky touchscreen on top. This little screen displays detailed system info and lets you switch between TDP presets with future potential for visual customization. It adds to the neat looks, and once you have it set up, the whole machine pleases by simply being there. But this beauty isn't just skin deep. The Retro Mini AM02 is built around AMD's Ryzen 7 840HS, with the Radeon 780M handling graphics duties. This puts it in the same 1080p gaming league as competing machines, with one small caveat. While the 7840HS generally runs at TDP between 35 to 54 watts, Ioneo limits this to 47 watts, which results in a top turbo clock speed of 4.7 GHz rather than the chip's theoretical maximum of 5.1 GHz. But honestly, it's no great loss. It only drops 1 or 2 frames per second in demanding games compared to other APUs running the Radeon 780M. What really sets it apart is the unique level of out-of-the-box tweakability. The Retro Mini AM02 ships with ISpace 2.0 pre-installed, which bundles all your installed games into an easy access single library and offers tons of power and speed customization options. Under ISpace's Performance tab, you can switch between 3 power presets that alter the TDP and CPU-GPU clock speeds for different demands. You can also set up your own presets, and there are a ton of BIOS level tweaks to play with quality I/O including HDMI 2.0, DisplayPort 1.4, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and plenty of USB ports. This whole kit is well appointed. While it can't quite run its APU at full throttle, there's little else to criticize about the Retro Mini AM02, and a lot to love. Coming in at number 4, we have the Geekom AX8 Pro. In a marketplace full of dinky PCs, this is the dinkiest, measuring just 11.1 by 11.7 by 3.8 centimeters and housed in a cool light blue aluminum chassis. It's crisp and visually appealing. It also has a reassuring mass and sense of density about it, which speaks to a weighty cooling solution and closely packed internal components. Sometimes the best things really do come in small packages. Armed with AMD's Ryzen 9 8945HS, featuring 8 cores, 16 threads, and a turbo max of 5.2 GHz. It's a quick and capable machine that utilizes the Radeon 780M for gaming and video tasks. Out of the box, its CPU is set to the highest of the BIOS 3 performance modes: silent at 51 watts TDP, normal at 59 watts TDP, and performance at 65 watts TDP. This performance mode is pretty much overdrive for this CPU, giving the AX8 Pro a small edge in frame rates over other Radeon 780M equipped APUs. But it also sees CPU temperatures sitting in the low 90s Celsius under heavy load, which makes the cooling system work hard and results in a noisier box. Here's my recommendation: head into the BIOS and knock the TDP back to its 59 watt normal mode. This reduces noise and heat significantly, and it barely affects the machine's gaming performance. It's highly competent with indie games at 1080p and medium settings. We tested Subnautica at 55 to 75 frames per second, Stray at 52 to 75 frames per second, Soulstone Survivors at 80 to 120 frames per second, and good old Doom Eternal at 70 to 80 frames per second. It outperforms other 780 million wielding machines by a small amount and offers a competent and playable experience at 1080p with medium presets and more demanding modern games too. Total War, Warhammer 3 hits 42 and 33 frames per second in battle and campaign respectively, while Forza runs at a very smooth 46 frames per second. Cyberpunk even breaks the half century with 51 frames per second. The only downside is the price. There's a cheaper version available that drops the M.2 storage from 2 terabytes to 1 terabyte and replaces the Ryzen 9 8945HS with the Ryzen 7 8845HS, which is honestly a very minor downgrade. If you want the smallest, most svelte little square of agile computing and these benchmarks meet your needs, it's an excellent choice. Number 3 on our list is the Asus ROG C970. Like our number 1 pick, this packs a discrete GPU, which pushes it to the larger end of the scale for a mini PC. But it's got the most powerful graphics silicon you'll find in such a small chassis, making it the best mini PC for pure gaming. Just don't expect it to be anything close to cheap. Still, we class these as mini PCs because they're willfully compact and powered by mobile computing components, and the ROG Nuke combines some excellent choices in this regard. The Intel Core Ultra 9 185H CPU offers a mix of efficient, ultra-efficient, and performance cores, designed to draw reduced wattages in times of low demand and ramp them up when games and apps require it. For gaming, it's those 6 multi-threading performance cores we're most interested in. The ROG NUC 970 pairs this with NVIDIA's RTX 4070 mobile GPU, which features 4608 shader units running at a boost clock of 1695 MHz and has 8 GB dedicated VRAM to play with. While it doesn't share the same vital statistics as its desktop namesake, it's still a solid GPU that comfortably outperforms the competition and pushes the ROG NUC's capabilities into genuine 1440p territory. It also handles ray tracing well, and as an RTX 40 series GPU, it benefits from DLSS 3 and frame generation in games that support them, hitting 76 frames per second in Cyberpunk 2077 at 1440p. Using the ray tracing ultra preset with DLSS and frame gen enabled ain't to be sniffed at. Neither is a solid average of 72 frames per second in Helldivers at 1440p with top detail settings. It can get a bit blowy under load, but fortunately there are 3 performance settings in the pre-installed Asus Armory Crate app that raise or lower the TDP and maximum fan speed. We found that setting it to silent mode resulted in the loss of only 1 or 2 FPS, which is a great trade-off for unobtrusive operation. The only downside is the MSRP. For its asking price of $2,000, you can build a system with more powerful components in a small chassis that will absolutely demolish games at 1440p and run them comfortably at 4K. But if you've got money to spare, you're disinclined to self-build, and you want a super compact machine with solid performance on a 1440p panel, you'll be pleased with what the ROG NUC has to offer. Coming in at number 2, we have the Minisforum Venus UM790 Pro. When it comes to mini PCs, we're looking for machines that can run games comfortably at 1080p, and this represents one of the most affordable options to meet that gaming threshold. The APU at its heart is AMD's Ryzen 9 7940HS, a fantastic chip wielding 8 cores and 16 threads that can hit a turbo clock speed of 5.2 GHz with the mighty little Radeon 780M integrated graphics. It has since been superseded by the newer Ryzen 9 8945HS, but you won't see a generational shift in performance between the two. Architecturally, these chips are nigh on identical, but as a newer chip, the 8945HS drives up the price of machines that carry it. That's a premium that offers marginal performance benefits. The bottom line is that the UM790 Pro offers a better price-performance ratio. The UM790 Pro will happily run most modern games past the playable 30+ frames per second mark at 1080p and default medium settings, and can go higher with extra detail tweaks. Forza Motorsport is smooth at 47 frames per second. Cyberpunk 2077 sees 48 frames per second, and Warhammer 3's battles hit around the 42 frames per second mark. In indies and older, less demanding titles, things ramp up most agreeably. Stray runs at a comfortable 45 to 60 frames per second. Soulstone Survivors ranges from 45 to 90 frames per second, and Doom Eternal sees 75 to 95 frames per second. There's a range of price options available, from bare-bones basic kit to various preloaded configurations of RAM and M.2 storage. We always say go bare bones and source the RAM and storage yourself. Figure on adding around $130 to $150 to the bill for 32 gigabytes DDR55600 plus a 1TB M.2 drive. There are 2 TDP settings in the BIOS. Balanced runs it at 54 watts, while performance bumps this up to 56 watts. The performance difference is negligible in practice, though 56 watts does run the chip a little hotter and the cooling solution a little louder. All in all, it's a lovely little piece of engineering. If you're looking for an inexpensive yet performant mini PC with a fantastic integrated GPU, it's our best budget pick. And finally, our number 1 pick, the Minisforum Ataman G7PT. Being more than capable of proper 1080p gaming performance and practically anything else you might want your PC to do, this is the best mini PC around. Housed in a compact chassis and mounted in its vertical stand, the Ataman G7PT is larger than your average mini PC, but still diminutive in terms of desktop footprint. If you're in the market for a mini PC for gaming, then space is a factor, and this wee beastie takes up very little. The G7PT represents a performance leap from regular mini PCs, as it comes with a discrete mid-range laptop GPU in the form of AMD's Radeon RX 7600 MXT. With 2048 shader units, 32 CUS, a memory bus of 128 megabytes, a clock speed of 2600 megahertz, and 8 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM, it's a strong 1080p performer. It can run games at 1440p, but be prepared to notch down some graphic settings to keep frame rate smooth. Processing duties are handled by the Ryzen 9745HX, running at a default TDP of just 65 watts and featuring 16 cores, 32 threads, and a turbo clock speed of 5.4 gigahertz. It's a bit of a monster. Tasks such as video rendering are water off a duck's back to the 7945HX, and it puts many desktop processors to shame. You can even bump the TDP up to 85 watts by hitting the turbo button on the G7PT's front panel. You might think this compelling combo would make the G7PT screechingly hot and noisy, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Minisforum's proprietary cold wave cooling tech is fantastic. It tames heat, tightly manages airflow, keeps fan noise to a minimum, and dedicates supplementary cooling to the RAM and M.2 drives. When it comes to gaming, 1080p is where the G7PT shines. You can expect a solid 60 plus frames per second in most modern titles with detail settings around the ultra mark, and you'll see some games shoot way past 100 frames per second. A Plague Tale. Requiem at 1080p Ultra runs at 76 frames per second, while Doom Eternal at 1080p and Ultra Nightmare settings blazes along at 172 frames per second. One feature you shouldn't touch is ray tracing, which slays the frame rate at any resolution. The RX 7600 MXT just isn't cut out for it, but that's a minor quibble. Paired with a quality high refresh 1080p monitor, the Ataman G7PT is a great machine for the price. Just bear in mind that as a bare-bones purchase, you'll need to pick up your own DDR5 RAM, M.2 storage drive, and Windows key. So there you have it. Gamers, the top 5 mini PCs of 2025. From the budget-friendly Minisforum Venus UM790 Pro to the gaming-focused Asus ROG NUC 970, there's something here for every gamer and every space constraint. If you want the best overall mini PC experience, go with the Minisforum Ataman G7PT. Need something budget-friendly? The Venus UM790 Pro has got you covered. Want the most compact option? The Geekom AX8 Pro is calling your name. Which mini PC caught your attention? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video helped you make a decision, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe for more gaming gear reviews and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest picks. We've got tons more content coming your way, including gaming room setups, PC builds, and the latest hardware reviews. And hey, all the links to these mini PCs are waiting for you down in the description. I've got the best current prices and deals lined up for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Game on!